Fantasy Golf Primer for the RSM Classic, Sea Island, Georgia?
Sea Island, Georgia. Seaside course at Sea Island,
Right,
Georgia.
gotcha.
Yeah. So.
Defending champ Robert Streb. Past winners, Chris Kirk won it in 2014, Tommy Gainey 2012, Ben Crane in 2011, Heathcliff Slocum in 2010. And let's start with our winners, and I'm going to go ahead first. I'm picking the captain, Captain Chris Kirk.
There you go. There you go.
He
I like it.
won in 2014, as I just mentioned, and he finished tied for fourth last week in Mexico. Yep. He's playing good. He's a horse for a course. Oh, wait, no. He won.
I think he won in 13.
Yeah, he won 13, finished fourth in 2015.
Correct.
So there you go.
Correct.
And
one of my guys won it last year.
He also took a lot of time off this summer with injury, so
Yep.
he's a little more fresh than these guys that have just been grinding away.
Fresh or rusty, we'll have to see.
Well, I wouldn't say rusty with a T4 last. Yeah, he's a horse for a course. Chris
You're
Kirk.
going with him.
Chris Kirk.
Hey, I'm gonna
Captain
go with,
Chris Kirk.
There you go. I'm gonna go with Kevin Kisner. He was T2 at HSBC 2 weeks ago. He's playing well. He's been, at the tops of the leaderboard, making cuts all over the place. So hopefully he's taking the place of Brant Snedeker in my mind with making a lot of cuts, and hopefully he doesn't let me down this week like my pick from last week did.
Well, Kisner's due to win. We're not talking too much about last week.
No.
Our winner picks did not do too
No,
good.
we're
We
not.
did have one guy top 10, and we had
8 out of 12.
8 of 12 make
cuts.
the cut, which is
That's
not
a good percentage, but it's not great.
Not great, not bad.
These tournaments are tough. There's not a lot of chalk in these tournaments to go off of, so anything can happen, as we saw the last few weeks before this week, 5 straight first-time winners. So I'm going to go with Kevin Kisner.
All right, that's not a bad pick. Let's go now with some strong plays. Again, with the Monday finish, DraftKings a little late with the numbers, so we don't have numbers to put with these guys in terms of their DraftKings salary. And hey, we're up here in New York State, so we could get arrested at any time for even talking about this.
Yeah, we shouldn't
right?
even mention this anymore. I mean, after last week, we give our picks and talk DraftKings up, and the next day, Attorney General of New York starts throwing out some crazy nonsense. But anyways, did I just say that out loud? So let's go with our strong plays for whoever is playing fantasy, wherever you're playing fantasy.
Yeah, why don't you run down your list first?
I'm going to go with Patton Kizzire for one of my strong picks. He's had 2 top 5s and made 3 out of 3 cuts. He was right there with Smiley Kaufman a few weeks back, and I just like the way he's playing. He's one of those guys that's a first-timer in the making. He's got to get a win soon, so I'm going to go with Patton Kizzire. I'm going to go also with Robert Streb. He won in the playoff last year. He's 2 out of 2 for made cuts in 16, and he's the year he had in 15, he's a solid bet for any tournament in 16. Charles Howell III playing very well. He's had 3 top 20s out of the 2016 season, 1 top 10, and he's made all 4 of his cuts. So Charles is getting his game into form, and I like the way he's playing. He's going to be down in his home state there. Hard not to pick Graham McDowell. He won this week, obviously, as we saw today. He's committed to the PGA Tour full time, and he's ready to have a big 2016. He's going to start it off real well at the beginning of the year. What about you?
Solid picks. Now, if you were to take my team and when the salaries come out of DraftKings, I think you're going to end up with like $4,000 left to play with. But I don't care. I'm picking them.
That's when I start changing my picks, when I have extra money.
And I think that's a mistake because it's so arbitrary. So you can have a DraftKings team that has $700 left out there. You don't need to.
How many times in the last 5 weeks have the top guys come through? Not many.
So this week I got Brendan DeJong, finished second last year. He did tie for 58th the OHL. He kind of struggled, but the weather was so bad. He's been playing pretty good, but the weather was so bad in Mexico.
Yeah, that was a crapshoot this week. It was on and off. But he's a great pick. I like that pick.
Scott Brown, top 5 last week at the OHL. Not a name that really inspires too much confidence, but keep an eye on Scott Brown this week. He's playing well. Jason Kokrak tied for 17th last week, but has been a consistent performer recently. And then Boo Weekly got a top 10 at the OHL, and he hates the
wraparound, but he's playing in it because he likes the money. So.
Yep. And then we got our sleepers pick. My sleeper pick is Davis Love IV.
You did it. You went with it. I almost went.
How can you not?
I hear you. I almost went with Davis Love III.
Yeah.
He's playing well. and he's at his home course basically. But Davis Love the fourth, I like it. I like it.
Drew Love, I think,
Love,
right?
yeah.
Is his name,
Yep.
and it's his first PGA Tour start.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And
And he's good.
I don't know how good I feel about that sleeper pick, but I just had to do it. Davis Love
you
the
can't-
fourth. It's
yeah.
truly a new era.
It's a home course for both of them, so you can't go wrong there. I'm going to go with Arnie's grandson, Sam Saunders. He was T29 last week. He had 3 rounds in the 60s at Mayakoba, and he's been playing pretty good. I like him a lot, and I think he's one to be looked at for the coming year.
I like your pick better than my Davis Love the fourth pick.
A little bit
for
more
sleeper.
history with that one, at least in the last few weeks.
So there you have it. Good luck in your fantasy games this week.